All right, folks. Well, thank you for tuning in tonight. I apologize for the technical difficulties here. It seems like each and every week, for some reason, it seems like we have. Seems like anytime there's an update, things always messed up. So I don't think you guys can hear the audio in the sim. So bear with me just a second as I try to fix that for y'all. And I think we're good now. I think you guys should be able to hear everything, and I apologize for that. Hate to always apologize, but I don't have anything to do with this software. So, and as I was clicking around there, I think you guys might have saw that we went to commercial when we first started here. But all right, let's go ahead and get through the information here. So tonight we're at Worldwide Technology Raceway, or better known as Gateway. The 200. We have a total of 160 laps tonight. Stage 1 is at 55. Stage 2 is at 110. Track temperature is 101 degrees. Outside temperature 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity 55 degrees. Cloudy, 13 mile per hour winds. With that said, we're going to cover the top 10 drivers here on the grid. As you can see, Wyatt Brackett, congratulations to him on receiving the pole for this evening. Chris McLean in second. Richard Swaverly third, Brad Fulham fourth, Tyler Dixon fifth, Matt Grenier sixth, Ray Rogers seventh, Joseph Mahar eighth, Mike Watts ninth, and Chris Bedwell in 10th rounds out our top 10 here as we get ready to kick off the green flag. I don't want to miss the green flag start here for us, so I apologize again that we're kind of rushed here as always, but I noticed as soon as I clicked over there, you guys could not hear me, so again, always appreciate your patience as we work through all these things here. Again, folks, it's going to be another exciting week. So I don't know if I've said in the very beginning of the broadcast here, but my name is Dylan Hastings. This is the Tuesday Night Racing Series. We are an iRacing league that races the trucks, the Gander Mountain Trucks, or NASCAR trucks here every Tuesday night, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate y'all supporting your drivers in the league here as we get kicked off and catch the green flag here in just a moment. And we are racing just like that. All right, we got Wyatt Brackett on the inside there as he elected, well, he had to take the inside for the initial start. Chris McLean there and P2 there on the outside, and I apologize if there's rendering. There's something going on with iRacing servers over the last few days after this major update. I don't know what in the world is going on here with the servers, but hopefully that comes through clear to y'all. All right, Wyatt Brackett still out in front, but Chris McLean's giving him a run for his money there on the outside. It looks like the outside lane might be working a little bit better as far as the momentum off the corner. As you can see, Chris McLean pulls out front there in P1. You got Richard Swaveley looking to take over that second position there on the inside from Wyatt Brackett there in that 38 Toyota Tundra. Brad Fulham right behind him there at P4, and then you've got Tyler Dixon, P5. Guys making moves as they get going here. We've got Wyatt Brackett's down, lost 2 spots from the very start of the race, but Chris McLean and Richard Swaveley have both gained position here as we get kicked off. Mike Watts is also up 2 positions as we get kicked off here, but it looks like Ray Rogers is going to take over one of those positions here as he elects to take the inside. Looks like Chris Bedwell is also going to take that inside lane and make it work for him as he takes over the P8 position, I believe. If Mike Watts is going to give it up, it doesn't look like he wants to give it up very easily here as Chris Bedwell tries to make that work here on the inside. We'll see if, I think Mike Watts is going to carry the momentum on the outside, and I think that's where the preferred lane is going to be here, at least in that turn, to be on the outside. The inside lane, I believe, is the preferred lane for this turn, 1 and 2. Richard Swaveley out there says should be a fun one. A intermediate track, so I might be fast. Yeah, you'll be good, buddy. Thanks again for racing here, and appreciate you always commenting on the broadcast. Aaron Adcock out there letting everybody know he's racing, that he's getting ready to go live. Appreciate that there.
Yeah, 166 is all over the place, bouncing off the wall, blinking.
All right, let's go ahead and see if we can find here 56. Where is 56? I don't even see 56. Okay, it looks like the 66 is. All right, we're going to keep an eye on him real quick and see if he can keep the connectivity. And it's not looking good for him. All right, we're going to keep an eye on William Harrington here for just a minute, see if maybe that connectivity issue gets sorted out. And it's not looking so here, so we're going to have to, if he doesn't fix it for himself there, we're going to have to see what happens. I don't know what happened with George Williams there. It looks like George Williams is not, is he on track? Yes, he is on track. There he is. Let's see, William Harrington's still out there. I just want to make sure that, yeah, we're going to have to, we might have to do something about that. All right, folks, let's go ahead back up here to the front as Chris McLean is still out there at P1. Richard Schwavely. All right, folks, we're going to go to commercial break for just a minute here. I'm going to take care of that issue, the connectivity issue, with one of the gentlemen here, and we'll be right back with you here in just a minute.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks, appreciate your patience there as we get that all sorted out. Looks like he was able to get, looks like the connectivity issue was somewhat resolved, so we'll have to see if that works out for him or not. If not, we'll have to get him removed from the session. I just hate to remove anybody here that shows up and qualifies and practices and all that stuff, so I don't want to remove somebody unless I absolutely need to in the event that it causes some type of issue. Let's go ahead and see real quick right along with Chris McLean. As you can see, he's got a little bit of a gap out here in front. Richard Schwavely in that 38 truck is right behind him. See if he's able to make up any room. But as of right now, Chris McLean is comfortably out front here. Yeah, I appreciate you tuning in, Aaron. I forgot that you're not here tonight, so drive safe, buddy, and thanks again for always tuning in and your support. As you can hear, it looks like Chris McLean is actually shifting down a little bit there. So he's making those gears work for him. I have a feeling that's probably not what others are doing, and that's why he's pulling out in front here. He just gets that really good momentum off the corners. As you can hear him shift now into fourth, and you'll hear him shift down here in just a second. Right here. You can hear him he can get back on the throttle a lot faster. He can shift into fourth gear as he comes up here and roll that corner, and that's what's working for him. We'll see if we can ride along with a few other guys here and see if that's what they're doing. Let's see if Richard Swaverly real quick see if that's what he's doing. So it sounds like he's in third. And he shifts into fourth, yeah. So many of the guys are shifting down. As you can hear, he's going to shift down right here. Didn't sound like he shifted down on that one. And that might be why Chris is pulling out front. He's shifting down in 1 and 2, but he's not shifting down in 3 and 4. So we'll have to see if that is what's working for him. All right, let's go back here to the perspective so you guys can see. And at the moment, Chris McLean is still out in front there in P1. Richard Swaverly right behind him. Wyatt Brackett in third, not too far behind him. Tyler Dixon and Brad Fulham fighting for that fourth position, excuse me. And then, of course, there's actually a fight here for the fourth position with Tyler Dixon, Brad Fulham, and Ray Rogers here all in a row. And you can see Ray Rogers is making the corner work a little bit better for him than Brad Fulham, but Brad was able to carry that momentum there off the corner. And Ray Rogers just can't catch him there on the straight. So Brandon Robertson out there tonight in the number 9, currently in 7th. He's up 4 spots from where he started the race. Chris Bedwell up 2 spots from where he started the race there in P8. Mike Watts in P9. Garrett Brown in P10. That rounds out our top 10 at the moment. Let's see exactly where everybody else is at here. So Tracy Passons, he is in 18th at the moment. He's up 5 spots, so he's charging up there to the front. Sean Harrington in the 78 there. He's up 4 spots. Daniel Holcroft up 4 spots there in the 31 truck, and Austin Shoemaker right in front of him there up 3 spots from where he started the race, currently in P13. All right, let's go back up to the front here and see what's going on here. It looks like Chris McLean has got a very comfortable lead up here out in front all by himself. He's got all that clean air right there in front of him, but it looks like he's got the likes of George Williams here potentially going another lap down as the leaders come back around. And it looks like actually George Williams is actually on the lead lap, or it shows he's on the lead lap at the current moment. So as you can see, Chris McLean, as we ride along with him, he's still got a very good, comfortable lead out front here. We'll see if he can catch George Williams here in just a minute. We're on lap 21, coming to lap 22 here as he comes around the front stretch.
Sorry about that, Chris. Distance stopped going up.
Sounded like Chris Bedwell might have got involved in a little bit of an incident there. We'll just have to pay attention to see what's going on here as we ride along with Chris Bedwell. This is a race, this is a track we went to in season 2 for the very first time, and I wanted to go back real quick and just see some of the statistics from that race. Our pole winner was Dylan Jones during that race. That was during the first race of the playoffs for season 2. Matt Grenier was our race winner. He is now in the number 15 truck. He's out here tonight, so he's currently right now in P12. We'll keep an eye on him. And Ray Rogers had the fastest lap, Ray Rogers actually in the 51 led the most laps as well. He led 39 out of however many laps we ran in that race. As you can see, Chris Bedwell is making a pass here on Mike Watts there on the outside. Joseph Bahar's slid down a little bit there to let him by. I don't know if that was on purpose or if he just got loose a little bit there, but he's going to shift down and make this work. I think he's going to be able to pass him here because I don't think Joseph Bahar is shifting down. You see the teammates, the Race Pass Motorsports teammates here. Mike Watts right behind Chris Bedwell at the moment. And Joseph Bahar is still fighting for that position there on the outside. And it looks like Mike Watts is going to come down pit road. As you can see, he did not have any other takers there, so he's got his strategy in the bank. We'll have to see how that all plays out for him. Stage 1 concludes on lap 55, so pits will close on lap 50. There's his teammate there, Joseph Bahar. He goes down to pit road. So they've got a strategy there in play. Hopefully that works out for those guys, considering that they are my team. We'll have to see how that all goes. And again, folks, we're still riding along with Chris Bedwell. We'll see exactly he's at here at the moment. Looks like he's got 3 guys up here fighting for position, at least for the top, try to get up here in the top 5 as Brandon Robertson is going to come down pit road here for either some tires and fuel or just some fuel itself. I'm not really sure yet exactly what everybody's strategy is. We're going to continue to ride along with Chris Bedwell. Actually, I'm going to ride along with Garrett Brown real quick here in this next group up here in the front. We'll see exactly what these guys are doing. And you've got Brad Fulham, Ray Rogers, Garrett Brown, P5, P6, and P7 right here fighting for position as these guys come around here to take. Oh, and it looks like Garrett Brown is elected to come in here. So let's go ahead and go back up to the leaders here and see exactly what's going on with these guys. All right, so it looks like Chris McLean is still comfortably out front. This is going to be his race, I think. He's just very comfortable out here, turning consistent laps. And he's able to make that line work for him, and it doesn't look like anybody's been able to catch him yet. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like Richard Swavely's still behind him. He's able to make up some ground, as you can see. He closes the gap just a little bit right there, and then As soon as Chris comes off the corner there, that gap just continues to get wider. So I think if Swavely starts shifting down on 3 and 4, he might be able to catch him because he's got the same strategy as he does in 1 and 2. So it'll be interesting to see if he changes it up a little bit and is able to catch him. All right, we're still on with the leader at the moment, Chris McLean in the number 5. He will be coming down pit road at some point in time here as we get ready to close. As we get closer here to the stage, they've got to be getting close to the fuel window as people start cycling around here. So it looked like, don't quote me on this, but it looked like Mike Watts was the first one to come down pit road during green flag runs here, and then it looked like his teammate Joseph Bahar pitted on the following lap, and I don't believe anybody else had pitted prior to that. Let me see if I can find that out.
Jeremy, you were gone for the whole backstretch from turns 3 and 4.
And it looks like Jeremy Banner's having a few issues here. I haven't clicked on him tonight here. Let's see exactly where he's at. And it doesn't look like he's got the correct paint on. That could be a trading paints issue, but I'm not going to refresh the paints tonight because everybody else's paints get screwed up. So we'll deal with it later here. But looks like Richard Swavely is going to be our new race leader. As Chris McLean, it looks like he has come down pit road. As you can see there, he enters pit road. Let's keep an eye on him real quick and see exactly what he decides to do as far as the pit strategy goes. As he gets ready to come into his box here. Let's see if he decides to take tires. Now, one thing that we did make a mistake on this evening is we gave these guys unlimited tires. Now, because of the green flag runs that they've had recently,
23 spinning.
That's not really a big deal, just simply because, he is going to elect to take tires. So, interesting. I don't know if everybody else took tires or not, but I have a feeling it was a last-second decision because he may have, based on how the truck was handling, he may have decided to take the tires, but I think he may actually go. Let me see. Is he going to go a lap down? It doesn't show him a lap down yet. Looks like Dustin Reeves is the first one to go a lap down. As you can see, Richard Swavely is coming off pit road. He was our race leader after Chris McLean. So as these guys cycle around, you can see the guys that had pitted a little bit earlier there. You got Joseph Bahar, you got Mike Watts, you've got Richard Swavely, you got Chris McLean, all right here in this gaggle here. And we do have a new race leader at the moment, Mr. Tracy Passons. They're in the 53. And it looks like Dustin Reeves is fighting to get that lap back at the moment, as he shows. Well, actually, it looks like it shows him on the lead lap now. So he must have passed. Let's see, did he pass the leader? It looks like he did. It looks like James Kip Easley has as well. Barry Knapp will be the second driver here to come back and try to get his lap back. And as you can see, Tracy Passons is going to come down here to pit road, and everybody should be cycle back around and be back on the lead lap. With James Kunkel out here in front is going to be our new race leader as things cycle around. That'll be interesting. I don't know if he has pitted yet. I don't believe that he has, so he might be banking on potentially a caution here that would really put him in a position where he'd be in a great position here to finish the stage. But most of the people have went in and taken tires and fuel, so it would be interesting to find out if he actually did pit in the event that there was a caution. But we'll keep an eye on the race leader here, Mr. James Kunkel. They must have changed. They must have changed the audio with the ripple strips, because I've never heard that before in the sim, as significant as you can hear it there on the broadcast. I'm sure you guys can hear the same thing. So I promise that's not me. All right. James Kunkel out in front comfortably at the moment there. We've got a new race leader, folks. But it looks like, let's see, Tracy Passons at the moment is fighting to get back on the lead lap there after he pitted. So we'll see if he's able to make that work with those fresh tires. He should be able to get around James Kunkel, not because he's not a good driver, just simply because he's got fresh tires and fuel. So we'll see. He probably get his lap back, and it looks like David Harden there is going to potentially get his lap back as well as these guys fight. Now it looks like James Kunkel is going to come down to pit road, so that is going to change things up here as Brandon Robertson will be our new race leader as things cycle around here, as things get caught up. He's up 9 spots before he started the race. James Kunkel's up 21 spots as he stayed out there to get as many laps as he possibly could in during green flag. So that might play to his benefit simply at either the conclusion of this stage, but more or less maybe at the beginning of the following stage, because he's only going to have about 14 laps on those set of tires. He may not come down to pit road when everybody else does, which is going to put him out front there for stage 2. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. But he's got a strategy, I'm sure, and he's executing it flawlessly. So we'll keep an eye on these guys. But it looks like Brandon Robertson is currently out in front. And then you got Richard Swavely and Wyatt Brackett fighting for that P2 position, as Wyatt Brackett is currently in P3 at the moment. And then you've got Chris McLean right behind him, who was our race leader there for quite some time. He's currently in P4, waiting patiently to make a pass on Wyatt Brackett here to get back up in front. So as we get ready to get close here to the conclusion of stage 1, we see George Williams there coming off pit road.
Caution.
Oh, we got somebody off.
Like a protein tank or a bar or anything like that.
Well, something happened right there, so don't really know. Bear with me a second here as I see. It looks like Brad.
I don't know what happened, man.
That was weird.
That's on me, guys. I'm sorry.
So we'll see real quick here. I don't know exactly what happened here, but Brad may have hit the ripple strip. No, it looks like Mike Watts made contact. Oh, Mike Watts makes contact with Brad Fulham as he pulls him around here. And Brad's going to hit the wall. Looks like the 15 of Matt Grenier is going to miss him a little bit.
I was on the service road and the pit road closed.
Likely probably going to get a black flag there for George Williams. Unfortunately, he'll have to serve that penalty if he did enter pit road. Let's see. So just going to see exactly if so Matt Grenier got a little bit of damage there that could potentially affect him.
I had to let up Mike to let him back in. He was coming in front of my lane, and I guess you didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it looks like Brad Fulham has got a little bit of a messed up truck here. As his teammate in our Sunday night series, we're not teammates currently in this series, but teammate in the Sunday night series makes contact there with in the back with him and pulls him around. Doesn't look like he's got significant damage up here in the front of his truck, but we'll have to see exactly if that's going to cause an issue. Let's go back to live conditions here as we get back around here for these guys to catch the pace truck. I expect these guys are probably going to come in for tires if they haven't already. Looks like many of them are coming off pit road at the moment, so I have a feeling many of them have already went on to pit road and come back off. You can see Mike Watts is coming on to pit road here. It looks like he's probably going to get some of that damage repaired in the front there. You can see a little bit of damage from the
40's
contact
out
with
of
Brad
gas, needs an
Fulham.
EOL. 40 needs an EOL.
And the 40 needs...
Please give the 40 an EOL. I'm out of gas.
All right, folks. Well, we are going to go back up here to front. It looks like the lights are still on the paint truck at the moment. So we're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back with you guys as we get things all sorted out here. And we'll get back to Green Flag Racing as we get ready to conclude Stage 1 here in just a few moments. With that said, folks, thanks again for tuning in. We'll be right back with you.
I'm not good at driving and doing.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like beta power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks, we're getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a minute. With that said, thanks again for your patience as we get things sorted out here. It looks like we're going to have one more lap. I don't know why we're on replay still. All right, there we go. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know why we're still pacing around here, because we're getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. So thanks again for your patience, folks, as we get sorted out here. As I said, we have a total of about 11 laps. It's going to be about 10 laps left before the conclusion of the stage if, in fact, a caution does not come out. So we've got Chris McLean back up here in front with Y Brackett on the outside. It looks like Chris McLean's elected to take the inside lane, so that'll be interesting to see whether or not he's able to get a good start. I think he probably wants to get the advantage on turn 1 and 2, so it's probably a smart decision as the pace truck's going to pull off here. And we are back to Green Flag Racing here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Y Brackett is out in front. Looks like he got the better jump. Chris McLean's going to have a little bit of work to do to get back up here in front, but
I'm still showing a black flag. Race control. Can I have a black flag cleared, or I'll just serve it anyway.
Yeah, I suspect if he entered pit road there, I don't know if he entered pit road. All right, folks, we got Y Brackett still out in front here in P1, but Chris McLean right behind him. Again, stage is at the conclusion of lap 55. That's probably going to throw these guys off a little bit. How much you want to bet that somebody thinks that the conclusion of the stage is at lap 50? All right, we got a battle up here for the front. As you can see, Y Brackett, Chris McLean, and Richard Swavely out here battling for the top 3 positions. And we do now have a caution. Looks like David Sparks is wrecked. All right, let's go back and see exactly what happened with Mr. David Sparks.
Is this going to be the stage break? No.
And it looks like, I don't know.
George, you're going to spot up in front of me, man. I want you to let you by.
Did Mike Watts make contact again with somebody? Let's look and see. Well, it actually wasn't Mike Watts' fault. So it looks like David Sparks
Pit
was
stop's coming out of
trying to
one.
move out of the way of Barry
Going down the
Knapp
backstretch.
and didn't see Mike Watts right there. So he unfortunately turned into him, or turned down onto the front of his nose there, which spun him around. So unfortunate event there for David Sparks, as he was having a really good race. Looks like those guys were able to miss him, though, as he gets hopefully recollected here. We'll see if he's able to get his truck pointed back in the right direction here without hitting anybody else. Let's just keep an eye on him here for a second. And it looks like everybody had already went by him here, so we're going to go back to green flag racing here as we get back up here to the front with Wyatt Brackett and Chris McLean and Richard Swavely back out here. So we are going to go green flag again before the conclusion of the stage. And I hate that you guys have to wait for that, but that's just simply the way it is. With the racing. All right, so let's see real quick. Let me see. I want to check real quick on our buddy George, see if he was able to get back off pit road. Looks like he was. He was on pit road when the yellow flag came out. Looks like Jeremy Banner is also 3 laps down. I don't know. He's on pit road at the moment. I don't know if something happened to him. He's 3 laps down at the moment. Looks like he may go potentially another lap down here as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. And it's kind of weird here, folks, as you can see. Some of the scoring things tonight are off. It's anytime that there's a big update to iRacing, it just seems like sometimes you can see James Kunkel there. Says he's 40 seconds behind the race leader.
Preston, Dylan, I got a black flag for passing under yellow. Can you please take a look at that?
And we're going to take a look at that here in just a second. Who queued up there? All right, folks, you know what? We're going to go back to commercial break here for just a minute as we get things sorted out. We'll be right back with you. Appreciate your patience. All right, folks, we're back to green flag racing here, hopefully, as we get things kicked off here in just a minute. We are going to go back up here to the front as we wait for the pace truck to turn the lights off here, letting us know that we've only got 1 lap to go here to green. It should come off this time around, and we're going to have a few laps left.
Pick the hash out again.
As you can see here, the Wyatt Brackett has let Chris McLean know that he's going to take the high side, and it looks like he might have been a race leader last time. I didn't hear him call out the position, so apologize for that. So we got, looks like we're 1 lap to go here before we go green. I don't know why this thing's freezing again. So, yeah, folks, I apologize if the quality is bad. I know I don't mean to apologize all the time here. I just hate the fact that if you guys are tuning in that it's freezing and choppy on your end, because it's actually been very, very good over the last few weeks. And it just, I don't know if something clicked tonight where I didn't click the right settings or something. I'm not really 100% sure, but again, I hate the fact that if it is choppy there for you. If not, then great, but if so, that sucks. All right, folks, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing as these guys got 2 laps to go for the conclusion of the stage. Wyatt Brackett's going to lead us off.
Green.
Pits are closed. Oh, looks like Daniel Holcroft's going to go around. He jumped to the pits, so we don't need to throw a yellow. All right, so it looks like Wyatt Brackett is going to be our Stage 1 winner.
There will be a caution.
That is the conclusion of our first stage, folks. Thanks again for tuning in here. So Wyatt Brackett was our Stage 1 winner. Chris McLean, I believe, was our second place. Richard Swavely, Brandon Robertson, Chris Bedwell, Tyler Dixon, Garrett Brown, Sean Harrington. Sean Harrington up here in the top 10. Joseph Mahar, 9th, and Brad Fulham, 10th. Looks like Mike Watts was just outside of that, and they were able to make that work, get back up here after that incident between Mike Watts and Brad Fulham. So it looks like that damage is not doing too much of an issue for Brad Fulham this evening, so that is good to see. All right, these guys are going to come back around. I don't know if anybody's going to pit because they just went into the pits a minute ago. They might come in and top off for fuel only. It'd be interesting to see what everybody does here. So Chris McLean's going to elect to come down, and it looks like everybody's going to come down here just to get a splash of fuel. And I believe that's probably all that they will be getting is fuel for those that already changed their tires. For those that didn't change their tires, it's going to allow them to go ahead and do so and get a little bit of damage repaired. We'll see these guys come down pit road. And we'll keep an eye on our race leader just to see. I think he's probably just going to go in for probably just a splash of fuel. And I believe all these guys are probably going to. I believe all these guys are probably just going to come in for fuel. Oh no! What? No! Look at that! They all came in for tires. I'll bet you Tyler Dixon. They all came in for tires. Wow. Looks like Brad Fulham's still getting some damage repaired. Brandon Robertson and those guys are going to be able to make a little bit of track position up here. So it looks like Austin Shoemaker was able to stay out, which is probably, I don't know, probably a good call, I guess. I mean, it just depends on whether or not we continue to stay green flag or not. They're going to preserve fuel, that's for sure. Kip Easley decided to stay out too, as well as Tracy Passons and James Kunkel. And then, of course, it looks like everybody from Chris McLean back all pitted. So George Williams was trying to hopefully probably get his lap back, but I don't think he, unfortunately, is going to be able to do so because I think most of the people that were up front here were on the lead lap. So he's going to be trapped down a lap, trapped 2 laps down. Which is unfortunate because those guys that were, yeah, he's having to fall back here. So he did get trapped on that lap there because those guys elected to stay out. So he may go in and get some damage repaired if pit road is still open for him.
Look at on black flag. Pit road.
All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and go to commercial break real quick as we get ready to get back to green flag racing. Let's see real quick. Yeah, the lights are still on the pace truck, so we got time. We'll be right back with you guys after these messages. Be right back.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks, we're back to Green Flag Racing here. I apologize that you missed the initial start there, but these guys are back to Green Flag Racing as these guys got sorted out here. As you can see, Kip Easley there in
Uncle's gone.
second place. Austin Shoemaker currently out in P1 at the moment. They said James Kunkel was having some connectivity issues. Let's see if I can see. Yeah, it looks like he's gone. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like he might have lost connectivity issues. So hopefully there's not a server issue like there was last time. All right, Austin Shoemaker still out in front here in P1, and then you've got Tracy Passons. Looks like he's made his way back up here to P2. Looks like he's going to try to take over that P2 spot from Kip Easley at the moment. And then you've got Chris McLean just charging up here to the front. So we'll see if these guys, you got Richard Swavely as well right behind them, all trying to charge up here to the front as they've got fresh tires and fuel. They want to get back up here into that clean air. So, oh, Tracy Passons is around. And man, they were able to avoid him. Hopefully everybody missed him here. We'll see. Looks like he backed himself into the wall to get out of everybody's way. So it looked like he was able to get avoided. I don't know exactly what happened there, so we're going to take a look at that real quick. I don't know if Chris McLean had maybe contact with him as they come aggressively around the corner here. That probably is what happened. So Tracy's going to cut the corner here, and he probably is going to check up just enough. Oh, wow, that was netcode. Wow, that was really bad netcode. You know, that's been happening here the last few days. Let me see. Let me go back here. You guys can see that for yourselves, like how bad that netcode is. Watch this. He doesn't even get close to him. Right there. Not even close. And that's because of the connectivity issues. You can see, unfortunately, the sims sometimes cannot tell where the driver is exactly when there's a good connection. And so Kip Easley, man, just slides right around him there. That was good work by him. Unfortunately, that's just an unfortunate situation there. It looks like the 46 went off track. He should be able to recollect it because I didn't see that he got in any. Yeah, it looks like he was able to probably get that connected, get back around. All right, let's go back to live conditions here. As we get back up here to live conditions.
Lucky dog outside, lucky dog outside.
It looks like George Williams is going to get one of his laps back, so that'll be good. He'll get back to one lap down. And we've got, let's see, the 66. William Harrington had to serve a penalty for passing under yellow. All right, well, we're waiting to get back to Green Flag Racing here. It looks like, let me look at the comments really quick. Stacy Passons Adcock, excuse me, says, let's go Tracy. She's out the route for Tracy. Paul Passons, said watching. Aaron Adcock is out of town at the moment, missing tonight. So we'll miss him this evening, but we look forward to seeing him hopefully next week. He's cheering on the MS boys. And it looks like Paul Passons is out there, and he says, "Let's let it roll, Tracy." So, unfortunately, Tracy just went around there with Chris McLean from contact from Chris McLean. Really not. Got to kind of take that with a grain of salt there because that was more of a connectivity. That was more of a net coding issue. And what I mean by net coding, for those that are not familiar with iRacing terminology, because I did not know what that meant when I first started, was the fact that the simulation cannot, depending on the quality of the connection for each driver and where they're at and the server that we're connected to, in the event that there's connectivity issues or anything like that that can affect the overall quality of the connection to the simulation, if there's any type of low quality issue with that, the sim can sometime not tell exactly where the truck is located on the track. And so it kind of gives it a little bit of an inch on each side or a few inches on each side. In that case, it was like a foot in real life. And it looked like he just had slid up there, and it unfortunately made contact with Tracy Passons. It didn't really make contact, as you saw there from the replay, but based on the way the simulation works and depending on the connectivity quality of Chris McLean or Tracy Passons, that's what caused that. So it happens. It's unfortunate, but it happens. All right, folks, next stage is at the conclusion. Excuse me, not the conclusion. I'm always used to saying that from last season. Is on lap 110. Again, that's 110. So expect us to throw a caution at 110 for the stage. Hopefully nothing happens prior to that and that we get some green flag racing in here. As we've got Austin Shoemaker still out front here in P1 at the moment, but you've got Richard Swavely with a little bit of damage there on this back on his front end there from the back bumper of Chris McLean as he had to check up for Tracy Passons as he came back around. And it looks like Tracy unfortunately is going to start back again in P21, so he's down. He just lost about almost 20 positions there on that initial hiccup. And we are back to racing.
Green, green, green.
Austin Shoemaker gets a great jump here out front, followed by Chris McLean and Richard Swavely. Kip Easley still holding on there for top 5 position at the moment. We're going to keep an eye on the race leader here because I think Chris McLean's going to be able to take the P1 position away here from Austin Shoemaker as he takes the inside and rolls the corner. I think with the momentum he's going to carry off this corner, he might be able to do it in the next corner. It's tough to say because that bottom line, sometimes it looks like it's the preferred lane, but you can see Austin Shoemaker makes a little bit of contact there with Chris McLean, had to check up just a little bit, so it allowed Chris McLean to comfortably get back out in front. And Richard Swavely there in the 38 to take over at the moment. Looks like he's going to take over P2. Austin Shoemaker's going to slide back 1 position. And Austin Shoemaker may slide back several positions here as he elects to take the outside lane, but Brandon Robertson and Chris Bedwell are racing to get back up here up front. So at the moment, Austin Shoemaker rounds out our top 3. Chris Bedwell and Brandon Robertson are going to round out our top 5. Chris McLean still out front. You got Richard Swavely right behind him there in the 38, knocking on his door. Says, I want that position. He may be able to take it from him. All right, let's take a look here in the back. So Dustin Reeves looks like he's hung it up on the hauler for the evening. Daniel Holcroft has hung it up on the hauler. James Kunkel, unfortunately, had connectivity issues, so I think he's hung it up on the hauler. William Harrington, well, actually, hold on. I take that back. Let me see. William Harrington's out there. James Kunkel has, it looks like, retired from the race. But William Harrington's still out there plugging away there in the 66. Currently, right now, 2 laps down at the moment, and then the next guy that's not on the lead lap is going to be our buddy George Williams there in the 40. The PubTableRacers.com Chevy Silverado there, number 40. If something happens again, though, he will be able to get his lap back. Looks like he's the next candidate for the lucky dog position again. So thankfully, he's able to get back up there and start working for position here. As you can see, yes, he is the next driver for the lucky dog as he is just comfortably riding at the moment. He doesn't need to pass anybody because he is in the lucky dog position. He can conserve and preserve his tires and conserve his fuel and just comfortably sit it out for right now because he's not going to be able to charge up to the front there, I don't believe, with that damage. So He's just buying his time here as the 11 of Russell is going to move out of the way here. Logan Russell and Dana Shepard are both going to get out of the way. And looks like Dana Shepard is, let me see, Dana Shepard's still on the lead lap. And it looks like we've got Wyatt Brackett is back here in P15 at the moment. He's down 14 spots from where he started the race. Sean Harrington still plugging away in that Pepsi 78 there. He's working his way back up here. He's up 7 spots now in P13 as he takes that position from Matt Grenier in the 15. That damage to Matt Grenier, unfortunately, I think has affected the overall performance of that truck. And he's struggling at the moment. He's our previous race winner here from season 2. We'll have to see how that all plays out for him. Kip Easley has fallen several positions there from where he started the race as he was up in the top 5. Now currently in P13 as he loses another position to the 78 of Sean Harrington. Joseph Mahar is currently 3 spots down from where he started the race. Currently in 11th position, followed by Ray Rogers there in the 10th position. He's down 3 spots from where he started the race. And then you got Brad Fulham, who assessed that damage there from that incident with Mike Watts, who's directly in front of him at the moment. But they are still up in the top 10 at the moment, so it doesn't look like that damage affected them very badly. And they're able to continue battling it here for a top 5, hopefully a race win, but with damage, you can see Ray Rogers gets a little loose off that corner there. Austin Shoemaker has fallen back about 6 spots, from where he was restarted the race there, as he elected, I believe, to stay out at that last caution. So these guys with fresher tires and a little bit more fuel, that weight of fuel is allowing them to turn the truck and just get better position. Oh, as you see Austin Shoemaker get really loose there in the corner as he was able to gather himself back up again. As you can see, Mike Watts is going to make that pass with a 14 on the inside to take over P7 at the moment. Brad Fulham's going to pick up that P8 spot, And it looks like all these guys, it looks like Austin Shoemaker, unfortunately, has fallen back as he's going to lose several positions here to all of these drivers. As you can see, Joseph Mahar had to check up a little bit there for Ray Rogers right in front of him there, which is going to slow him down. Track can be pretty difficult on tires. Thankfully, these guys made a mistake tonight when setting up the session. I gave them, unfortunately, unlimited tires. Usually we have a total of 4 tire sets for this race. But even with 4 tire sets, if there's green flag racing, the tire limits really don't matter. It's really where there's cautions where the tires can really become a factor. So everybody's on a level playing field here, so everybody has the same amount of tires as they always do in each and every race, but these guys have a total of unlimited tires here for this race, so they're happy about that. Austin Shoemaker looks like he's able to get back up here, stay in the 9th position at the moment. He was able to gain that position back, I believe, by Joseph Mahar and Ray Rogers. I thought they had passed him, but it looked like he might have been able to get back around him. Mike Watts currently in P7. Garrett Brown in P6. Richard Swavely, all that damage on the front of his truck is not affecting the performance of his truck. He's trying to make that ripple strip work for him. Chris Bedwell is up here in the top 5, currently in P4. Tyler Dixon have a strong night there in the 54. He's currently in P3. Chris Bedwell is right behind him, though, to try to take that P3 spot away from him. Brandon Robertson up here in P2 at the moment. And then, of course, we've got a race leader right now who's had a really strong night Chris McLean there in the number 5, still in P1 at the moment, but Brandon Robertson looks like he's found his comfort level as well with the track and is making this thing work for him. So we'll have to see whether or not he's able to take over that P1 spot. With that said, folks, we're going to go ahead to commercial break. We'll be right back with you. Thanks again for tuning in. David Harden's going to go a lap down there in the number 87 truck. I'm sorry, David Sparks. See, Brandon Robertson sends it in there on the corner, able to make up a lot of position there from Chris McLean. We'll see if he makes the same position here.
Caution. Caution.
And we have a caution. All right, let's go ahead and see exactly what happened here with this caution. It looks like Dana Shepard has went around. And I don't know if he makes contact with Evan Bushmaster or not. We're going to find out here in just a second as we slow this down here to see. He might have just turned and got loose. No, it looks like they're going to make contact. Yeah, they make contact. And as Evan Bushmaster locks it up here, Dana Shepard's going to go around and make contact with that.
Pace car in the middle of the back.
Excuse me, with that outside wall. Unfortunately, that's going to put a lot of damage to his truck here as Logan Russell's going to barely sneak by him. But with the damage on Logan's truck, they're not 100% sure that's going to allow him to stay out here and be competitive. I don't know. It looks like Dana Shepard's got a lot of damage there on that rear bumper, which is probably going to impact the overall performance of that truck. So unfortunate turn of events there as we see Evan Bushmaster get into Dana Shepard there to cause that incident. All right, let's go back to live conditions here as we get back here to the race leader. And it looks like the leader's going to come down here more than likely probably for some fresh tires and some fuel. Since these guys have unlimited tires tonight, I suspect that most of them are probably going to continue to take tires. And they do. Brandon Robertson's out here as he tries to win the exit off pit road, but Chris McLean's going to be able to jump out there in front of him there with that better pit box. All right, Chris McLean's going to come back around here. Let's see if our buddy Dana Shepard gets his damage repaired. It looks like he's in there getting some damage repaired at the moment. The 11 of Logan. Where you at, Logan? All right, Logan right there in the number 11. Logan Russell there. He's one of our newer drivers there for Black Car Mafia. He's got lots of damage to that rear bumper, into that rear quarter panel. That might be affecting the overall aero of that truck, which is slowing him down significantly, because it doesn't look like he's got a ton of damage up front. No more than what Richard Swavely has. And but again, it just depends on the truck, and it depends on where it was hit and so forth. But at the moment, hopefully he gets enough damage repaired where he can get the performance of that truck back up there to compete for a race win. As he had a rough deal last week there, his first race with the league at Martinsville, which is not the race you want to start in the league with for sure. But he was out there. He was a trooper, and appreciate him participating and being part of the league going forward here. And hopefully we can get back to we're going to have a tough race next week there with Lucas Oil Raceway. Oh man, it's going to be an interesting one. But after that, we've definitely got some other tracks that are going to open things up a little bit for everybody to get back to racing some of the 1.5 miles. Bear with me just a second here. We're going to go back up to the race leader as the lights are still off on the pace truck. It looks like the 66 and the 40 are going to get the wave around, if I'm not mistaken there. And it looks like George Williams is going to now be on the lead lap. So congratulations to him getting back up there, fighting to get back up there. Yeah, as you can see, they get waved around the pace truck. So he was lucky enough to get back out there, or to stay out there and to get waved around the pace truck. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing here, as the lights are off on the pace truck. So when we come back around, we will be green. And as we wait to do that here, I'm going to check really quick to see where we're at next week. I know we're at Lucas Oil next week, but we've got some tough tracks here coming up for these guys that are going to really test their overall skill within the simulation for sure, simulator. All right, so we've got this race, and we got Lucas Oil next week, and then we've got Darlington the following week, which is a very difficult track. And then we got the Indianapolis 200. That'll be a fun track.
Green flag.
All right, we're back to green flag racing as Chris McLean leads us off here on the outside, as he's got Brandon Robertson right behind him there in P2 at the moment. We're just going to ride along with these guys and see exactly how things go. Brandon Robertson is going to elect to take the inside there, try to take over that position. We got a wreck in the back here. Let's go ahead and see exactly what happened with that. And I apologize, folks. It's going to take just a second here as we figure out where that all happened. Man, looks like that's going to end Richard Swavely's night. All right, bear with me a second here as we figure out. Whoa.
Pace car middle backstretch.
Oh, man, Wyatt Brackett, like, I don't know if he got loose or what. Hold on. We got to go back and see exactly what happens here because it's not just Wyatt Brackett, I don't believe. All right, so I got to try to find, where is he at? Give me a second, folks. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so Ray Rogers and Wyatt Brackett get into an incident, which it looks like Joseph Mahar literally dives to the outside and is able to avoid it. But I have a feeling there's several other drivers. It looks like Sean Harrington just plows into Ray Rogers. That's going to end Sean Harrington's night for sure. It may have ended also Ray Rogers' night as well. So let's go back and see.
Lucky dog coming by.
Try to go back really quick and see exactly what happened here. Let's see if we can ride along with. So I think Ray Rogers makes contact with Wyatt Brackett as we try to slow this down as much as possible. Yeah, see, Wyatt Brackett cuts off the gas a little bit, and that bump from Ray Rogers just sends him around. And Ray Rogers is in the wall, but then you can see Sean Harrington has nowhere to go. He's got somebody on his inside, and boom. I mean, I don't even think he slowed down. So, again, it happens so quickly that sometimes that can happen. But, yeah, Ray Rogers' engine's gone. So let me go back real quick and see if we can see how quickly this happens. Well, the positive thing is that when Sean Harrington, there's not a lot to say that's positive about that incident, but the fact that when he flung Ray Rogers around like that, it opened up the field and cleared the racetrack for everybody else. So, unfortunate incident because that is definitely going to put a damper on both of their evenings. And Sean Harrington just commented here, as you can see on the broadcast. I don't know if you guys can see the comments or not, but Sean just let us know that looking at the gas gauge and ran straight into the 51. So he was just taking his eye off the road for just a second just to check the gas, and unfortunately, because of that incident, that has ended his evening. So a few more drivers that are out of the race at the moment. Looks like Ray Rogers, who already has a ticket into the playoffs, so that's not really a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but it's not going to hurt him as far as the playoffs go. But Sean Harrington was working his way up and having a great race, and unfortunately that race has come to an end, I believe, this evening, as I don't believe he's still out there. It looks like he's in the pits. So I doubt that damage is going to get repaired in time simply because he's blown his engine. And I don't know if Swavely, I felt like Jeff Fuller of Kentucky back in the 90s here. So Swavely must have, you'll have to let us know, Swavely, if you got contact there as he got flung around. But I did not see that part of it, but you can see Wyatt Brackett there is getting more damage repaired as he comes back into pit road right there in front of Richard Swavely. So we're going to go back up here to the race leader, Brandon Robertson, and it looks like Chris McLean's still out there in P2, so he's still fighting for position with all that damage on the back bumper of his truck. Doesn't look like it's affecting the overall aero of that truck at all. And I believe we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing here as the lights are off on the pace truck. We have got about 15 laps before the conclusion of stage 2, so it'll be interesting to see. Most of these guys probably took fresh tires during that pit.
Green flag.
And Brandon Robertson out front comfortably as he tries to arc the corner here. As you got Garrett Brown and Chris Bedwell fighting for position. We'll have to keep an eye on these guys as Garrett Brown gets a really good exit off that corner there. And you got Mike Watts and Brad Fulham, who've been together most of the race this evening, racing together Had an incident there early on in the race. They both got the damage repaired, worked their way back up here into stage. Actually, I think Mike Watts was just outside of the stage for stage 1. These guys are back up here, both battling for the P5 spot at the moment. And both are in contention for stage points as we get ready to conclude stage 2 here in just a few laps. Brandon Robertson is still out in front here as we keep an eye on Mike Watts and Garrett Brown. Looks like Mike Watts is able to get all that damage repaired on his truck. So he's out there ready to put that thing up here into P1. Brad Fulham still got a little bit of damage there on the front of his truck, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the overall performance of that truck at all. With Tyler Dixon right behind him, having a great race this evening. He's had consecutive consistent races. He just got mixed up into a few things here the last few races. Had a great race last week. And had a few races where he could have finished, either won the race or finished in the top 5, and just his night just didn't go as planned. You can see Joseph Bahar there, the Race Pass Motorsports teammate of Mike Watts, right there, currently in P10 at the moment, so he's at the cutoff line for the stages, but he's looking to get up there in the top 5 at least. As we get ready to conclude stage 2 here with about another 10 laps to go. We'll keep an eye on, let's see, so we've got Austin Shoemaker back up here fighting for position. He's currently in P7. Tyler Dixon off the wall a little bit, was able to keep it off of Austin Shoemaker. That's going to check him up a little bit, which is going to allow Matt Grenier to come back, possibly get that position on the inside. Problem with the inside is that you can't exit off the way you want to, because the driver is going to pinch you down, which is going to make you check up. Problem is, not everybody checks up, so that's where contact's made, and that's where incidents can obviously happen. But kind of like the Xfinity Bristol race, if you saw that last week or this past weekend. That was an exciting finish. You got Matt Grenier with a little bit of connectivity issue there. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But we've got the 54, Tyler Dixon up here in the 9th place, Matt Grenier in 8th, Austin Shoemaker 7th, Brad Fulham in 6th, Mike Watts in 5th, Garrett Brown in 4th. A little bit of distance between the 4th and the 5th place driver. Chris Bedwell in P3. Chris McLean still in P2 at the moment, fighting his way back up here to the front, but he doesn't have anything for Brandon Robertson at the moment, who's definitely been able to make this work for him, as he's finally gotten his groove here and gotten comfortable with running his consistent line as Chris McLean did at the beginning of the race here. All right, we have a caution. Looks like Joseph Bahar. Ooh, all right, let's see. Joseph Bahar diving again to avoid the wrecks. Oh, no, hold on. That's not it. Let's see, hold on. I hate the fact that it does not tell me who it is. So give me a second, folks, as I try to find out who it is that got into an incident here. As we try to see here, does the 11? Now let's go ahead and play it, see. Somebody hit somebody. I think it was in the back. All right, bear with me a second, because it doesn't tell me who wrecked, so I don't know if somebody just spun it out and hit the wall. Doesn't look like he did. Well, I don't see exactly who caused that caution there, folks. I apologize, but it doesn't let me know who did.
Lucky dog coming high.
Let's get back to live conditions here as we try to figure out exactly what happened. So it looks like Tyler Dixon and Mac Rainier went into the pits. I don't think there was contact there with Tyler Dixon with anybody. Looks like William Harrington was able to get his connectivity issues figured out. It might have been Dana Shepard. I really don't know, folks, to be honest with you, unfortunately. Not 100% on that, but he's sitting on pit road at the moment, so that could very well have been an incident from him. I don't know, to be honest with you, so it's not fair to say. Let's go back up to the front here. Let's go back to make sure we're on live conditions. And as these guys get cycled back around here, I think we're going to have several laps to go before we go back to green flag racing, and then we're going to have a stage caution at lap 110. And so with that said, folks, we're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back with you here. Just a quick commercial break.
Life, you can choose negativity or positivity.
A lot of people look at the hate.
You're not gonna make it.
Had a lot of people doubt me.
They say that girls can't hoop.
They said I wasn't strong enough.
I want better, so I do better. I do this for me.
I'm just gonna work harder, talk less.
All I gotta do is put my head down and grind.
Fire inside me can't be put out.
People will always have something to say. Ignite your fire.
Riding along with Brandon Robertson at the moment here as we wait to get back to green flag racing. As you can see, the lights are off on the pace truck. We're going to ride along with Brandon as he gets restarted here. Just kind of see what it's like up here in front with the clean air. Lights are off on the pace truck there. We're going to have to check the alcohol content of that pace car driver. You see Brandon Robertson's going to get a good jump here initial start, but it sounds like he's got somebody else inside here. like Brad Fulham may have had an incident here. Let's go ahead and see what happened here. Looks like Joseph Mahar is going to have to miss him again. Oh! Oh! What was that? Hold on, let's go back here and check that out real quick. Man, oh man, okay. Somebody checked up big time. Chris McLean, that might be an incident
This car going into the 3.
between Chris McLean and Chris Bedwell. And it looks like it's going to be, yeah, Chris McLean got into the back of Chris Bedwell, had to check up, and then Garrett Brown just did not see him check up, and unfortunately is going to get destroyed there by Brad Fulham. That might end his night. Mike Watts, amazing job getting around that incident there between those drivers. Let's see if I can find out. Bear with me a second as I see if anybody else gets mixed up in that. I think Tyler Dixon was able to miss it as well, but Joseph Mahar, unfortunately,
Look at y'all coming high.
I think if he would have stayed straight, he would have been fine, but he was trying to dive down to the bottom there to miss it. And he made a little bit of contact, not a whole lot. So it looks, oh, he's going to hit the inside wall, yeah. So he's got some significant damage there on the front of his truck. And so Macronier also a little bit of damage. Looks like he missed most of it. But man, oh man. Well, David Harden is out here to try to get his lap back. Should be able to do so now that he's out here in front all by himself. That is the conclusion of the stage. And so that stage win will go to Brandon Robertson. Swaverly says that was huge net code. I don't know about that one, buddy, to be honest with you. I can't switch the angle to take a look at that. So I don't know if you can take a look at it just to see, but I know the issue between Mike Watts and Chris McLean and Tracy Passons was definitely huge net code. And there's been that issue tonight, but it looked like they were pretty darn close together. And because he made contact with him, didn't turn him around, and he just checked up, and Garrett Brown was just rolling off the corner, didn't expect him to check up, and just hit him. You may have already verified it, but I can't see that angle, but it looked like they were pretty close together. But all right, folks, we're not going to go to commercial break. We're going to go ahead and just stick around here as we see David Harden's going to get himself a bonus point here for leading the lap. Not sure 100% what his strategy is. He may have already taken tires and fuel on the previous yellow flag and just decided he wants to stay out. But he does have a little bit of damage on that truck, so I'm not sure 100% if that's going to be something that's going to affect the overall performance here, but we'll have to see. At the moment, he's out in front, and he is now our race leader. So, thought he was getting a lap back, but I don't believe he is. Otherwise, he would already been waved around. So, congratulations to him for making his way up here to the front. Hopefully, he can make that stick for himself. And he's got some guys up here in the behind him, though, that are definitely on fresh tires. They don't have any damage, and they're going to be looking for that P1 position. So it may
heads up inside line. We got old tires at the front.
Yeah, may be an incident where yeah, he might just dive off on the restart here as he was just trying to get himself a bonus point. Don't really know. And then he may spin the tires and take out the entire field. You just never know. But we are back off to green flag racing here as David Harden, our race leader, is going to lead us off.
Green flag.
David Harden gets a good start here as he makes his way around. Now he's going to take the inside lane. These guys are going to try to get by him here without any incident. If he still, oh, Mike Watts gets into the wall there with Tyler Dixon. Oh my Lord.
Caution's out. Can you look at those temps real quick,
I had to throw the caution on that one here because Tyler Dixon just got destroyed, but I think that was his fault. So let's go back and just see real quick here. I don't know what happened there. I think he was aggressively charging to the front here, and I don't think because actually Mike Watts got loose by himself and got into the wall. Tyler Dixon just carried the momentum, and it put it 3 wide there. And it looks like, again, don't quote me on this, but it looks like, so Mike Watts recollected himself, and then Tyler Dixon with Wyatt Brackett on the inside and Mike Watts on the outside. Unfortunately, that's definitely a nervous scenario. But man, what in the world? Tyler just, was that Tyler or Wyatt? I mean, Wyatt Brackett looked like he was going to try to arc the corner, and Tyler Dixon was just right there. I don't know. Boy, though, he makes some really hard contact with that inside wall. But I don't know. Let's ride along with...
Lucky dog coming high.
Let's ride along with Tyler Dixon real quick. So it looks like you're going to see Tyler Dixon right here on the right side of your screen. I don't know if this is the best angle. I think you'll see it right. Yeah, you'll see it right here. And from what I could tell, I don't think that was Tyler Dixon's fault. Yeah, it's so hard to tell. You know, I really think, I mean, Tyler was trying to get out of the way of the 34, and I think he might have bumped and made contact with the 85 or 84 of Mike Watts. I don't know 100% on that because I can't see that angle, but more than likely, folks, that really is a racing incident, and that's why you don't hear them talking on the channel, because it really was that was more or less a racing incident. That was just being aggressive racing is really all it is.
Could the tin truck get a black flag? I was pitting and I think a wave around car was going around me. Or Lucky Dog maybe. But right as I was entering the pit, it said let a car by. But I was just on the access road.
All right, folks, we're going to go back to live conditions here as we wait for the green flag to come back out as we get cycled back around. And we're going to go to commercial break real quick so we can sort this other stuff out. We'll be right back with you. Appreciate your patience.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original. Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like beta power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks, appreciate your patience here as we get things sorted out. This track is a little tricky there with the access road and the pit entrance, and so we had several guys that got several guys there with passing under yellow flags just simply because they entered the pits before on the access road before they had passed somebody on the access road, before they entered the pits, and for some reason it counts it here. Doesn't usually count it on most of the tracks, but so it's kind of hard to sort things out, but I think we're good to go now. And Brandon Robertson is going to lead us off here. It looks like he's going to elect to take the outside. And it looks like we've got Joseph Mahar. We've got George Williams has made his way up here after being 2 laps down, starting from the pits. Man, he's made his way back up here, fought his way back up here. Looks like he's gotten all the damage repaired on that truck. He didn't have a lot of damage to begin with, but great to see him up here. He's not going to be able to play it conservative, though. He's going to have to step on the gas here as we get ready to get started, because he is out in front. These guys will run him over. Brandon Robertson gets ready to lead us off here. Joseph Mahar gets a pretty good start there. He had to check up a little bit, though. You can see George Williams there pulls off to the side, lets these guys go. As he's probably got a little bit older tires, but 46 of the 40 going to make it really tight there on the corner. As we've got about 36 more laps to go, these guys are going to get aggressive. And we got Joseph Mahar and George Williams up here in the top 5 at the moment, so congratulations, man. That's great. Hopefully they can continue to maintain that, get a top 10 finish out of this, if not win the race for either of themselves. All right, this is actually a difficult track to run here. It's not a track that a lot of people drive on a regular basis, so it's a lot of checking up. It's a lot of shifting. And so it'll be interesting to see NASCAR bringing the Cup. Oh, Chris Bedwell's going to get around, almost spun it around there. As he gets loose and checks it up, that's going to allow Joseph Mahar to possibly pick up that P2 spot. As you can see, Joseph Mahar's catching him. Mike Watts is back up here in the top 10, but he's got a little bit of damage down the rear, but you got Chris McLean as well. Both fighting for position to get back up here in the top 5. As you'll see these guys battling it out. Both got great exits off the corner. It's not going to allow Chris McLean to get down to the bottom. Oh, Mike Watts is going to lock up the back wheel there a little bit, and he gets it. He gets a fix back around there, but he's getting loose, really loose. As he does a great job to recollect that truck. He might have a little too much rear brake bias in that truck. I don't know if that's what's causing him to go around, but he'll get that adjusted and get back going. As he tries to fight his way around Evan Bushmaster at the moment, but he's lost a few positions with that. We're getting a little loose there on the corner. That's going to allow Mac Grenier, William Harrington in the 66. Man, he's fought his way back up here. He is currently in the top 10 at the moment with that damaged truck from the very beginning of the race, just not having the night that he was looking for. And I just heard somebody go around here. Looks like George Williams is going to go around. Let's see exactly what happened with him. I don't know if he had help or if that was just himself. It looks like he did have help, and it was probably Barry Knapp that's going to help him go around a little bit. Yeah, that is what's going to happen here, because let's take a close look on that. You can see Chris McLean's getting loose on the corner, so he's having to check up a little bit, and that causes George Williams to have to check up. They don't make contact with each other. George does a great job keeping it off Chris McLean. But then George tries to swing it back up the track, and I have a feeling this is where Barry Knapp is going to make contact with him. And that it could be a netcode issue. I don't see anything as of right now, but he may check up significantly here for Chris McLean. And Barry Knapp just has got the momentum in the corner, man. He just carrying that momentum, trying to come around here as they get ready to go into the corner. And it looks like he just, I don't know if he just had the better tires or what, kind of drove right through him there. So unfortunate. You know, the problem is just checking up in this track. It just makes you lose. It's kind of like driving Pocono, you know, with it being so spread out and the racing being so spread out. You check up just a very little bit and you lose so much track position. You can see Mike Watts there gets loose again as he fights that back of that truck around to avoid George Williams. George Williams is going to get that damage repaired. He'll get back out there again as he stays on the lead lap, hopefully. Unfortunate incident there that's going to cause George Williams to go around and lose position there as he was fighting up there in the top 10, I believe. And that's an unfortunate set of events there for him. But we are back to live conditions. Let's go ahead and see. He's going to get that damage repaired. He should be able to get back out there okay and fight back for position. As you can see, Brandon Robertson's still our race leader. Lead changed a little bit there during those restarts with some of the guys that decided to elect to stay out on older tires, but we knew that that was going to cycle around and that things were going to change real quickly with that. But they got bonus points for leading a lap, and sometimes that's the name of the game here. But all in all, very impressed with the performance George is having this evening. He's somebody fairly new to the sim racing, and we all are pretty new to the sim racing. There's some guys in here that have had 10, 15, 20 years experience sim racing, but there's a lot of guys that have been racing for about the same length of time that we all have. And just to fight your way up here after being 2 laps down, starting in the pits, and being up here in the top 10, fighting for position, that's a huge accomplishment for sure for him and for his team with 3F Racing. So speaking of 3F Racing, we've got a driver up here in the second place position, Mr. Chris Bedwell in the number 7, now racing for 3F Racing. So he's got a teammate up here battling for his team, along with Dana Shepard, I believe, is still out there. Let me look and see. Yeah, Dana Shepard's still out there and currently actually in the top 10. He's currently in the 10th spot. So the 3F Racing's got 2 trucks and currently in the top 10. And I'm not going to count out George Williams as he's going to fight his way back up here to get back up in the top 10. Right now we've got a total of 18 trucks currently on the lead lap. And so I would expect we've had a lot of trucks put out for the night due to incidents and due to damage here with this track, but we'll have to see exactly how things play out here as Joseph Mahar avoided several incidents tonight, keep his truck fairly clean, along with Austin Shoemaker up here in the top 5. So right now, the biggest mover of the race is going to be this gentleman right here, David Sparks, up there on the outside lane, the number 87. So we'll have to see how that all plays out as these guys get ready to take the green flag as the pace truck's going to dive off here in just a minute. And we're going to get back to green flag racing here with 28 laps to go.
Green flag.
Joseph Mahar dives to the outside there to arc the corner as best he can to carry that momentum as the 15 and the 7 there. You can see you're fighting for position. The 46 is going to get loose, and he's going to lose some position here, possibly to the 14. He's definitely lost it to the 5 at the moment, but he's still currently in the top 5. And he's looking to get that top 5 position back from Chris McLean at the moment. Looks like Chris either has older tires or he's got some damage there that's affecting the truck. And so we'll keep an eye on these guys as Joseph Mahar makes a little bit of contact there, gets able to straighten back around, but he's going to have to check up significantly, which is going to allow the 14 and the 66 to get around there. That was a brave move by William Harrington in the 66 to try to go to the inside there, as that was probably going to be the lane that Joseph Mahar was going to choose as he gets recollected. But he was able to keep it clean and keep it off somebody here. So you can see we got the 11 there of Logan Russell made his way finally up here to the top 10 with that Black Car Mafia truck. After all that damage this evening, he has been able to fight his way back up here as him and Barry Knapp are fighting for position, fighting for the 8th spot, as a matter of fact. Wyatt Brackett is right behind him there. Logan Russell's teammate, the Black Car Mafia. These guys are just patiently waiting to capitalize on some position here. We've got 24 laps to go, folks. 25 laps to go, excuse me. 33 is going to make a little bit of contact there with the 39 as he lets him know that, hey, I got fresher tires, let me round them. And we're going to keep an eye on Logan Russell as he's made his way up here into the top 10, currently in P8, one of our newer drivers, as I mentioned previously. The 66, just an amazing performance by him tonight as well. He was down 2 laps, I believe. Let's see who's blown up here. Trying to look. Where's he at? Looks like David Sparks is now going to have to put it on the hauler there for the evening as he gets safely on the pit road out of the way of the traffic here as these guys keep it green here for the last 23 laps. So Brandon Robertson is still our race leader, but Chris McLean is fighting his way, trying to get back up here into the lead. He might be saving it for the last few laps here. Then again, he might be fighting it as well because of the tires, so you never know. Chris Bedwell's making that ripple strip work as he's trying to get his tires down there in the bottom lane here to make this truck turn. And at the moment here, Black Car Mafia is just doing a great job here out front, currently in P1. And then we've got another Black Car Mafia driver, Matt Grenier, in P6, followed by another Black Car Mafia driver in P8 and P9. So all of the Black Car Mafia drivers are currently in the top 10 at the moment. Strong season for those guys as they're putting together a great team. And Chris McLean is going to be able to make that pass here for the lead. As you see, he has now taken over the lead from Brandon Robertson in that number 9 truck as he gets really loose there in the corner.
Caution.
All right, William Harrington, after all of that time, has unfortunately crashed. That may be the end of his evening as these guys come around the corner. It looks like, man, Dana Shepard he was driving it in there deep. Let's just see real quick because he was planning on arcing the corner there and he just put it somewhere else. All right, let's see real quick. So the 66 is right here, but man, Shepard is just dry. He's just coming in, and I don't know if he just didn't think that they were going to turn. But that's, I mean, they're going to arc the corner, and he didn't arc the corner, as you could tell. So unfortunately, Dana Shepard might have had some of those fresh tires on there, and he could get around that corner a little bit easier. But man, that is going to put an end to William Harrington's evening after all of that battling back up here to the front. The positive thing here is the fact that there's half the field is already out of the race. So his ending position is going to be in a fairly decent position, but I think that's going to be the end of his race as this is not only going to allow these guys to come down and get fresh tires. Now, here's the thing. Some of these guys may not come in here and take fresh tires. We're going to keep an eye on the race leader as well as, okay, so both of them took tires. Let's see if Chris McLean does. Yes, he does. Let's see if Wyatt Brackett does. Yes, he does. Okay, so at the moment, we've got a race off pit road as Chris McLean will continue to be our race leader as everything cycles back around here. As now he's got fresh tires along with everybody else here behind him. As they come around to catch the pace truck. This is going to be a battle for the end of the race here with only 19 laps to go. I believe we're going to have about 17 laps to go. Green flag racing here as we get ready to get kicked off and restarted as they rack them back up. Unfortunately, we got lots of damaged trucks tonight. This has been a challenge for some of these drivers this evening, and I do have to give my hat off to William Harrington as he just fought his way back up to the front here with that 66 truck. He battled some issues with connectivity in the very beginning. Unfortunately, thankfully, we didn't disqualify him because of the connection issues, because he battled his way back up here into the top 10, and just unfortunate set of circumstances that have now taken him, I believe, probably out of the race for the rest of the evening. So that is unfortunate to see. All right, folks, we're going to go back to green flag racing here in just a moment. Appreciate your patience, and we'll be right back with you.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, we're getting ready to take the green flag here in just a moment. Again, we've got about 17 laps to go, 16 laps to go here as we get ready to battle it out here for the last few laps. Dana Shepard given an EOL penalty there for the second incident, I believe. That could be the second or third incident that he's had this evening. So with repetitive incidents, we've elected to move him back to the back of the line, and hopefully that's not very far from where he was, anyways. But we are back to green flag racing here as Chris McLean gets a great jump, as well as Garrett Brown, there on the inside. He's going to battle Chris Bedwell there for the P2 position. Just that outside lane is just charging. Joseph Mahar and Mike Watts, as you can see, still up here in the top 10 fighting for position. They've got 2 top 10 Race Pass Motorsports, 2 top 10 trucks. If they can keep it clean for the rest of this race. Back to back here, the sixth place truck and the 7th place truck is going to be Race Pass Motorsports. As you can see, Mike Watts there currently in P7 and Joseph Mahar currently in P6. And then you've got Hot Shoe Racing drivers here. We've got Garrett Brown and Austin Shoemaker. And we now have a new race leader here with Garrett Brown in the number 7 for 3F Racing. That's going to also allow Brandon Robertson to peek on the inside here as he's going to carry the momentum. He might be able to take over the P1 spot in the next corner. Chris McLean falling back a little bit here, but he's still got about 12 laps to go, or 14 laps to go, excuse me. So he's got plenty of time to make his moves. We'll keep an eye on the top 5 up here as we get ready to count down these last few laps. Daniel Holcroft out there says, go Bedwell. I think I just heard somebody crash. We'll have to see if that throws a caution. Let's see on my end here. No, it doesn't look like anybody crashed, so that's good. All right, let's go ahead and see if Mr. Brandon Robertson is going to be able to make the pass here. It looks like Garrett Brown had to check up a little bit there and allowing Austin Shoemaker to pick up that P4 spot. Chris Bedwell sounded like he had to check up there, which is going to allow Brendan Robertson to possibly get it by him. See if he does it again. Brendan Robertson's going to get a run off the corner here. Robertson put pressure on Chris Bedwell. So he got a little loose on the corner there. Had to check up just a little bit. That might allow Chris McLean to catch Brandon Robertson. Folks, at the moment it does not look like Brandon Robertson is going to have anything for Chris Bedwell unless something drastic happens. See Brandon Robertson pushing it hard there as he got loose on the corner exit. Let's see if Chris Bedwell can make it 2 for 2 for the win last week, not last week, but the week prior to at Martinsville, or actually no, it was last week. Yeah, last week. Chris Bedwell won at Martinsville. Let's see if he can pull off a win here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. We have 4 laps to go. All right, folks, 4 laps to go here. Chris Bedwell is comfortably out in front at the moment. Doesn't look like he's got any pressure from Brandon Robertson, but that means nothing at the moment. He could get loose in the corner. He could hit the banking. And there's a ton of different things that can happen here that could affect the outcome of this race. So we're not going to call it just yet, but you can see Brandon Robertson is just fighting the heck out of that wheel to keep that truck as clean as he possibly can off the corner. He's just getting loose as he accelerates. Looks like it's going to be 2 wins in a row for 3F Racing and Mr. Chris Bedwell in the number 7. He's already punched his way into the playoffs, but he is now working his way up here after we talked to him last week about the season he's had at the beginning of this race here. He's able to make a comeback here, get some more playoff points, and really solidify his regular season championship contention here with a really great performance here tonight as he comes around here with 1 more lap to go. Congratulations to Chris Bedwell and 3F Racing on another really amazing finish for that team and that driver. We're going to hear from Chris Bedwell. We're going to hear from Brandon Robertson, and we're going to hear from Chris McLean. All strong finishes for the evening. Amazing job to all these drivers, as well as Austin Shoemaker, that rounds out our top 4. Mike Watts having a top 5 finish tonight for Race Pass Motorsports, as well as the top 6 finish for Race Pass Motorsports with Joseph Mahar. Congratulations to them. Garrett Brown, 7th. Matt Grenier, 8th. Wyatt Brackett in 9th this evening. And Barry Knapp wins a top 10 finish for this evening. That driver right there up 11 spots from where he started the race. Probably his strongest race of the season so far here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, better known as Gateway. For this driver and the 315 Motorsports team, Joseph Mahar's team here. What a great job by the number 39 there, Barry Knapp, on driving his truck and putting that truck up here in the top 10 after all of the incidents that he had to fight throughout the evening. You can just see it based on that truck, what he's been through and what he had to go through to win this race. As we watch Chris Bedwell burn it down here, we're going to go to quick commercial break here in just a minute, and we'll get these guys in here to talk to and see exactly how their race went, how they did, and then we'll get back to we'll go ahead and get the interviews done, and then we'll go ahead and hang it up for the evening. Folks, again, next race is going to be at Lucas Oil Raceway. It's going to be an exciting race for sure. It's going to be there's going to be short track racing. I expect it probably to go the same way Martinsville did. Maybe the way that this race has went here, as this has proven to be a challenge for many of the drivers here tonight. And so we expect obviously to be some exciting battles going on next week. A racetrack that I don't think hardly anybody has ever raced on within the league itself. I know that we've never raced there as a league. Want to give a big shout out to Light Electric Company, electrical contractors, Thomas Light, for sponsoring Victory Lane, which Chris Bedwell is at this evening, or he's pulling into here in just a minute. And I want to thank 80K Coolers, 80K Outdoor Brands, as well as Rhymesick Coin. Truly appreciate y'all's support and your contribution to the league. Really, truly appreciate it. And again, folks, my name is Dylan Hastings. We'll be back here in just a minute here with the Tuesday Night Racing Series winners, the top 3 winners for this evening's race. Mr. Chris Bedwell, Brandon Robertson, and Chris McLean in the number 5, the number 9, and the number 7. We'll be right back with you after these messages. All right, folks, again, thanks for your patience as we go to commercial break here to get these guys in the booth. Bear with me just a minute as we do so. And let's see here. And as I mentioned, folks, tonight it's been an exciting race overall. Truly some really great racing up here in front. And I was really excited, obviously, to watch the battles and everything play out as it did. And really good battling out there in front. And congratulations to this gentleman here, Mr. Chris Bedwell, on a back-to-back win after Martinsville. You won tonight. You won again. So obviously your luck is paying off here, and you definitely earned it after the battle you had this evening. And congratulations to you.
Thanks, Dylan. Yeah, that was a lot rougher race than last season, but it was a good, hard racing. I already apologized to Chris McLean for getting into him there before the second stage, but glad he was able to get some of his damage fixed and at least salvage a good finish. I was absolute dog crap for the biggest majority of the race. I just couldn't figure out the shifting, but just kind of studied the 9's line, and he was just. I told George and Dana that the 9 is going to win this race. Write it down, and I mean, if I didn't figure that out, I think he would have just took off and never been challenged the rest of the race. He was just so good, coming off a 2 compared to everybody else, compared to the 5. But finally figured out the downshifting in the 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4. And it seemed like it really helped the truck turn and come off the corner a lot harder. Yeah, just a good night. George and Dana finished up pretty good, getting close to the top 10. So just keep trucking along.
Absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
You cut out there for a sec, but you're back now.
Okay, yeah. For some reason, I don't know why it sounds like I cut out. But anyway. No, it was 3F Racing had a great finish tonight. You finished, obviously, you won the race, and then George and Dana both battled their way up here to almost the top 10. They finished 12th and 13th, respectively, and they had, George battled his way all the way up through the entire race, from starting into the pits to being 2 laps down. Dana getting into a few different incidents and having to get an EOL and then start back and then work his way back up into the top 15. I mean, he just it just goes to show that obviously you can't count out 3F Racing, and you guys as a whole, you guys have all collectively helped each other get better. And of course, you're obviously a great contribution to the league as well, just from the experience that you've had that you can bring to the table. And it's just exciting to see how these guys are improving each and every week, and the confidence that they instill. And I'm just glad to see you guys up here in the top 15, and for you to pull off another race win. So congratulations to you. Obviously, you got some more playoff points under your belt. You already had a playoff position. So this is really just to solidify your spot into the playoffs as you carry over into the playoffs for the final race, as as you guys battle it out there for the playoffs themselves. So it'll be exciting to see where you guys end up. Next week's going to be a challenge for sure. It's probably going to frustrate a lot of people. I think we've got actually 2 races that are back-to-back here that are going to really test everybody's patience. With Lucas Oil, and then we've got Darlington. So it's going to be, Darlington's a great track, something similar to this. It's just there's a lot less real estate when it comes to Darlington, and so people are going to have to check up, and they're going to have to be patient when it comes to moving and making moves. So you could see that a little bit tonight. There was a few guys that made a little bit of contact with a few others in the braking zones, and some people had fresher tires than others, and I think that's what contributed to the, I think we ended up having 11 cautions total, but 2 of those were obviously the stages. So similar results to Martinsville. Got to clean it up a little bit, but overall, great race up front, and you guys had a great battle going on. So congratulations to you again, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, thanks, Dylan.
See you.
Have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too. All right, folks, that is our race winner, Mr. Chris Bedwell. Let's go ahead and hear from Mr. Brandon Robertson from Black Car Mafia, somebody that I thought was going to be able to pull it off there and win for his team, as Matt Grenier did last season. He pulled off the win here in Season 2, so congratulations, Brandon, on a second-place finish. Obviously, you had a first-place truck. It just didn't play out there at the end, but all around, great job tonight. You were absolutely killing it there in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that obviously showed as you were leading a lot of the race. So tell us how you did it, tell us how your race went, and of course give your shout outs at the end.
Yeah, I think we led a lot of laps, and honestly, I mean, I think 5 or 6 people could have won the race. It really all depended on who got out front and controlled it, and depending on how long the green flag runs are, you kind of could guarantee everybody was going to pit. But there were a couple of judgment calls there when we would run 5 or 6 laps, and some people would pit. And toward the end, I think that last one there, I was kind of hoping the 5 car was going to stay out, and I could kind of trick him into staying out, and he ended up pitting with me. And then I think the 10 car took 2 possibly, and that, I think that might have been better if he got out in the lead, but I think he restarted in second, and that was kind of the end there. But yeah, we had a good battle, and I think we were like 3 wide toward the with 15 to go on the backstretch, and then Bedwell got out to the lead, and honestly, I just tried to focus in and hone in on trying to get him, and I tried to run like the best 15 laps possible, and there wasn't any. I think the closest I got was a half second, and that was about as close as I could get, and I slipped up 1 corner there, and I lost about 3/10, and then it was pretty much over. It was his race to lose.
Yeah, I saw the incident where you got really loose, and you were fighting the back of the car there for a little bit off the corner, and obviously I knew you were going to be pushing it to try to catch him, and so you could see really how loose you were, accelerating off the corner there, off that banking. And it was overall awesome race. I mean, the cautions, as far as in the front of the field, it was an amazing race. There was just some incidents, throughout the field that caused a lot of the unnecessary cautions that we had. But at the end of the day, it did provide a little bit of strategy and some calling, like you said, as far as what you wanted to do with the pits, whether it be take 2 tires, 4 tires, fuel only. And since you guys had unlimited tires tonight, you really had the call as to what you wanted to do. And it was interesting to see how everybody did play that to their advantage as things went on. But would have definitely loved to only have a limited set of tires for you guys, but to bring a little bit more strategy into it. But at the end of the day, all in all, it was actually a great race. And congratulations on your P2 finish. Congratulations to Black Car Mafia again for another strong finish for you guys. P2, I think you guys had P2, P8, P9, and P11. So you guys had almost all of your trucks up there in the top 10. You did have them all up there in the top 10 at one point in time. Logan fighting his way back up there to get in at least close to the top 10. So congratulations to him as well. Even though he didn't finish in the top 3, he still had a great race and battled it out for quite a while. So congratulations to Black Car Mafia and you guys, and truly appreciate you. And congratulations on that P2 finish. We'll see you next week.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, I'm happy about it, honestly. After Martinsville last week, I was like 2 or 3 laps down, so I'm pretty happy. And shout out to Dave, obviously, for putting the team together. And obviously Logan's new here, so he's gonna have a hell of a year. So have a good night.
Looking forward to it. All right, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Yep. Take it easy.
Take it easy. All right, folks, and last but not least, Mr. Chris McLean. Want to hear from him here as he finishes in the top 3 for tonight's race. All in all, buddy, you had a strong start to the race. Obviously, you had an incident there where I think you and Richard Swavely, got into that incident there. Really, I think it was you and Swavely, but then also I think you had an incident with Tracy Passons, which was really netcode. If you go back and look at it, if I'm not mistaken, it was you. I believe it was you. So a few incidents here and there throughout the race that really didn't help your truck at all. But overall, you obviously found your line and were comfortable running it, and it brought you out a top 3 finish.
Yeah, man, we had a good qualifying effort. I was about a 10th off what I normally time in, but I was happy with it, starting second, and I was actually able to maintain there with bracket on the initial start and got the lead, man. I just checked out, just focused on my line, and ended up getting into Tracy there. That service road really messed me up. I was down to pit road speed on the service road, and I don't know why. But about halfway down the service road, I realized that I had just messed up, so I come out like P8 after going in the leader. But Tracy he's got a really high entry to 1, and I thought he was going to stay up, because I was coming under him. But anyway, not his fault. He was just running his line, and I seen him, and I checked up. But I guess the net code, everybody said it was a bad net code.
It was definitely bad net code. I mean, you're looking at realistically in real life, it was about 3 foot. I mean, in real life, if you were to put that into perspective, it was bad. You guys didn't make contact. It just was the net code. And I had the same incident happen on Sunday. And I think it's just overall with all the new updates and things got to kind of clear out a little bit. And we expect that obviously with major updates like that took place last week. So.
Yeah, I got a little left rear damage. I don't even know who was behind me, but somebody just because
it was Swavely.
Yeah, he got into me a little bit, which it wasn't his fault by no means, but had a little damage there and come into pit and chose not to fix it. It wasn't really hurt me too terribly bad, but I was down on just a little bit of straightaway speed, and then there coming to the stage break, Bedwell got inside of me, and he apologized, but I understand he was battling for the stage, but we was going to get in the wall, so that's why I checked up, and I think it was Swavely again, or I don't know who it was, got into the back of me, but if I wouldn't have lifted, we was finna beat the wall down, and I didn't want that, so I got a good bit of damage off that, like 4 minutes of damage, and was able to get it fixed, and thought my race was over, and finally got it fixed, and timely cautions worked out for me, and actually made my way up to like P7, and on fresh tires with that one of them cautions, and when we went green, I slicing and dicing through the field, and next thing I know, I've taken the lead, and I just told my team, I said, man, I hope the caution don't come out now. Bam, caution. I didn't even get out of my mouth with caution come out. So
yeah.
My bed was kind of made then. I figured that Brandon then was going to come. I was going to kind of see what they wanted to do, and I was able to dive it down pit road, but I just had a little too much damage to be able to compete with him there at the end. But I was in a good spot with him fresh tires, that kind of evened the playing field a little bit, but I had too much really corner exit. It wouldn't keep the truck planted, I guess, because that spoiler being tore up. So
yeah,
it is what it is. But
it is what it is, buddy. Well,
one day we'll put it on P1, hopefully.
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it at some point in time. So, congratulations again on the P3 finish. We'll see you next week. It's going to be I was telling Bedwell there. It's going to be a rough 2 weeks here for some of these guys. We've got some short track racing with Lucas Oil next week, and then we've got Darlington the following week. So we've got some frustrating tracks here for some of these guys, and it's going to test everybody's patience as Martinsville did, and so we'll have to see how all that goes. But that's the way that it falls, and I expect obviously there's going to be some exciting battles regardless of the way the race goes. So. We'll see you next week, buddy. Thanks again. Congratulations on a P3 finish.
Yeah, thank you, buddy, and thank all you do. It's a great league, and it's awesome racing with these guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. All right, buddy. We'll see you next week.
All right, see you.
See you. All right, folks. Well, that is it for me. Let me go ahead and I'll run down the top. I'll run down the final grid here if you bear with me just a second. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Bear with me just a second here as I get all this stuff here. All right, so we got, as I mentioned there, for the top 5 or the top 10 here, we'll go through the entire results here. So Chris Bedwell gets first place, Brandon Robertson second, Chris McLean third, Austin Shoemaker fourth, Mike Watts fifth, Joseph Mahara sixth. Great job to him tonight. Garrett Brown seventh. Great job to him. Matt Grenier eighth. Great job to him. Our previous race winner here at WWT Raceway. Wyatt Brackett ninth. Barry Knapp 10th. Congratulations again to him on a top 10 finish, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's the best finish he's had all season so far, and we look forward to more things from that driver in the future. Logan Russell 11th. Dana Shepard 12th. Really strong finish for Dana Shepard, as well as George Williams tonight for 3F Racing. David Harden also had a great finish tonight, 14th. Tracy Passons 15th. Tyler Dixon 16th. Evan Bushbasser 17th. William Harrington 18th. David Sparks 19th. Brad Fulham 20th. Kip Beasley 21st. Richard Swaverly 22nd. Sean Harrington 23rd. Ray Rogers 24th, James Kunkel 25th, Daniel Holcraft 26th, Dustin Reeves 27th, Jeremy Banner 28th, and that is it, folks. Unfortunate few weeks here for James Kunkel and Daniel Holcroft and the whole Four Horsemen Motorsports team. Hopefully their luck changes here in the next few weeks, just with everything that's gone on here over the last few weeks with the league and with some of the incidents that they unfortunately have been able to, not any fault of their own. Same with Ray Rogers. He got mixed up in an incident this evening. Richard Swaverly got mixed up into an incident. Kip Beasley, Brad Fulham got multiple incidents he got mixed up in. Davis Park, William Harrington there in the 66 fought his way back up after being a few laps down, having all the damage from some connectivity issues when he first started the race. Really impressive to see him work his way back up there to the race and then get taken out, unfortunately, by another driver. Evan Bushmaster finishing in the top 17. Tyler Dixon had a strong finish this evening, or a strong race overall, until he got mixed up in one of the incidents there that put him down and got damage. All in all, folks, it was a great race. We did have lots of cautions. This is a track that we do not run very often, so it's expected. We've got a few challenging tracks here that are coming up. These guys are going to have to practice extensively. These guys are going to have to put in the effort and the time to make sure that they master their craft when it comes to these short tracks and some of these tracks that have limited passing zones like Darlington. And so we shall see how things go next week. With that said, folks, my name is Dylan Hastings. This is the Tuesday Night Racing Series. Every Tuesday night, we're back here at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. We look forward to seeing you hopefully next week for the Lucas Oil 200. See everybody again next Tuesday.